A very good morning to you. Another beautiful Monday the Lord has given us. It is so good to be alive. One of the things we take for granted is just celebrating the fact that you are alive. You know, we worry about so many things. Oh, I don't have fees. Oh, I don't have rent. Oh, I don't have food. Hey, you're alive. That's what celebrating, because even if you got all those other things and you are dead, you know, you kind of wouldn't enjoy them. You catch my drift? So celebrate the fact that you're alive, especially on a Monday morning. When many of us have Monday morning blues, it's very interesting. There's a crowd here that have jobs to do every Monday. Oh my goodness, who has to go to work again? On this other side, there are those who are Monday morning, Jehovah, if you only give me a job. Sometimes I think if I was God, just for a week, I'd swap the two and see how life pans out for each and every one of them. Hey, it's Motivation Monday. I'm here to motivate you and not to discourage you. Do you have conversations with you? What kind of conversations do you have? Do you look forward to having conversations with you? Or when you think about having conversations with you, you kind of get discouraged, because when you have a conversation with you, there's nothing positive that comes out of it. Affirmations, the power of affirmations, is what we're going to be looking at on the show this morning. In studio with me, motivation speaker and founder of La Femme Coaching, Faye Sage is with us. Faye, how are you doing?
I'm very fine, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It is good to have you. You know, I remember the first time I interacted with you and I saw that name, I was wondering, sasa huyu kutoka wapi?
I remember
this
you
one
asking
is not
me.
Kenyan, definitely. You remember me asking you?
Yes, you thought I was Nigerian.
I'm telling you, yeah. Because I've never met anybody else with that name.
It's a unique one.
It's a unique name. So here we are, affirmations.
Yes.
The power of affirmations. Mm-hmm. What are affirmations? Let's just begin there so that we're on the same page.
All right. Affirmations are positive statements that we tell ourselves to try and eliminate the self-negative thoughts that sabotage us at times.
Okay.
Yeah. So most of us like feeding our brains with statements that are either positive or negative. So it depends with which ones you feed your brain.
Okay.
Because the subconscious mind will only take in what you feed it.
Ooh.
Yes.
Umeanza kutupeleka mbio.
Sio mbio, ni kuweka tu, you know, like just people to understand that the words you feed your brain or you feed yourself manifest.
Okay.
Yeah, in simplicity, affirmations are just words that you tell yourself. Can be positive,
can
or
be
negative. Yes.
Is it only words, but also thoughts as well?
Words are thoughts.
Oh, words are thoughts.
Yes, because before you bring something out, you've already conceived it in your mind. So you think of it, then you bring it out. For example, if someone asks you, how are you, Pastor Jemo, today? You'll just think, am I okay? Am I fine? But the ultimate word that comes out of our mouths, definitely is, I'm okay. But at the back of your mind, you're thinking, am I really fine? So words are thoughts. Before you say them, you've already conceived them in your mind.
In your mind.
Yes.
Okay. So how do these words, how do these thoughts affect us?
The thoughts affect us in ways that, first of all, how we act. Because I like giving examples. For example, if you're in an office setting and your boss gives you a task and they tell you, I want you to print for me or do this report and send it back. So at the back of your mind, first of all, you'll be asking yourself, am I adequate? So again, the words play part in the decision you'll make.
Yes.
In terms of, why did he think of me? Why not so-and-so? Because so-and-so is better than me. Another one, we look at it in the positive light. They'll be like, wow, he trusts me. I can actually do this. So sometimes the affirmations come out in the way we act, the way we interact with people, our social interactions, family interactions. Every sphere of your life is dependent on how you believe in yourself and what you tell yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say we talk to ourselves more than we actually think we talk to ourselves?
We do. Most of the time. Get someone sitting around a place, they're not talking to anyone, but they're having conversations in their head. How long will I be here? What am I supposed to do here? If so-and-so comes, what do I tell them? But in the physical, we're only seeing you like you're in a trance. You're not even talking to anyone. But you're having this deep conversation with yourself, like a conviction is in your heart. Am I good enough? Am I meant for this? So you keep on asking yourself, and your brain is giving you whatever you want it to do. It directs your path, it directs your action. And that's why you find sometimes you might see someone and you're like, this one is a go-getter. What makes you think that's a go-getter? It's how they believe in themselves, what they keep on telling themselves, that I will ace this, I will be the best, I am the top, I am the head and not the tail. You see?
Sikujichocha too.
Sikujichocha, it manifests. Yeah. So what you believe becomes.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's what you believe as you, as Pastor Jemo. What do you believe? You're good. You've said, you're good at what you do, right?
Oh yeah, I'm very good at what I do.
Thank you. That is a positive affirmation. So even if I come and tell you, Pastor Jemo, I don't think you're good, you'll be like, I know who I am. I know I'm good at what I do. And that is why I am doing what I'm doing.
And that's the other thing. And I'm glad you brought that out. Because sometimes, see with the church, but then maybe somebody we look up to, somebody we care about, says something that then deflates all this kujichocha that we had. I've shared this story before, and I keep sharing it. I'll never forget when I came back to radio, 2008. I began in radio in 1999, left radio, then came back to radio in 2008. And I'll never forget, first week, I was doing my show, man, trying to get back into rhythm, and somebody, a lady, sent in a text. And she said, let me be honest with you. You are the worst radio presenter I've ever listened to. I hope you didn't leave your other job. Because you just pack your bags and go back to your other job. You will not make it in this space. I'll just be honest with you. This is Christian radio.
Yeah? That's
Christian
mean.
Radio. You get so, and that deflated me. And so sometimes, unaweza kuwa umejichocha. You believe in yourself, but somebody else says some things and they deflate you. How do you deal with that? Especially if that voice keeps coming over and over again in your mind.
Now what happens is this. Do you think a smooth sea ever made a professional or a good sailor? No. So in life, nothing will always be smooth. And you need such people to encourage you. Because I tend to look at it this way. If someone tells me I'm not good at something, one, it's to discourage me. Two, it's to make me better. Yes. So there are two ways you can look at it. One, you can sulk because you've been told you're not good at it, so you step back. And that means you've given them power to trade on you. Because now they know, I've won. This guy is not going to come back on radio. But the other aspect of you, the positive side, will look at it this way. What do I need to do better? Where did I go wrong? Why did they tell me this and this? So you go and do a self-assessment. Think about it every time and you're like, I don't think I did anything wrong. So you come back more rejuvenated. Again, it's how much you have the power and the will to go on. Because now if I keep telling you negatives and you absorb them, it means your self-esteem also is not at that level.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
So if you have a high self-esteem, even if I give you negatives, you'll be able to overcome. You'll be like, yes, much as they've told me I'm not good at it, let me go back to the drawing board and check. Did I do this? Yes. Did I do this? That's just one hater amongst their 1,000 positive people I have that I'm inspiring.
Even if it's just one hater, they seem to fill the whole room.
Yes, because you allow them. Have you ever seen someone telling you something negative, then you tell them, by the way, I don't care? How do they feel? How do they feel? They'll be like, that one hasn't gotten into him. I need to go back and devise a better weapon.
Better way to communicate.
Exactly. So it becomes a thing that we need to embrace, that people will always be there to look at whatever you're doing. People will still feel you're not competent enough. And you'll never be good enough for everyone. That is what people need to know.
I think that's important.
Yes. You'll never be good enough for everyone. There are those people who will be for you and against you. And those who are against you are there to fuel you more. Because if you give me a negative, I'll go and work extra harder. Because if your parent tells you, you will never amount to anything, what happens? It triggers you to work even harder. And you'll be like, I'll show you. You're saying
it's true. But I've realized it doesn't work that way for everybody. There are those people, if you tell them that, it crushes them. Yet there's other people, if you tell them that, it becomes the fuel that they use to prove you wrong. In fact, it's just yesterday, I was talking to a lady in church, and I don't know how we got into that conversation, but she was telling me, I'm the kind of person, if you tell me I can't do anything, I'll do it. Just to prove you that I can do it. But that's not the majority. That's the minority.
True. And that is why also I advocate for someone to have like, you see the way you have accountability partners. This person will be real with you. Yes. So if you tell me something negative, I'll go back to my person and I'll be like, hey, today the show was just, I don't know, I had this person who told me this and this. Am I wrong? Am I right? What should I do? Because if you keep it to yourself, it crushes you.
From the inside.
Yes. So you find now, instead of positive affirmations, you're using the negatives.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not good enough. You'll even think of resigning.
Oh, yeah. Going back to
It
my
goes,
other job.
yeah. Going back to your
If
other
they
job.
will be gracious enough to take me back.
Thank you. I think I'm better off in that corner, you see.
Okay.
So if you have someone who walks with you, like we're always told, have a mentor, have someone who you can
Yeah.
pour your heart to, someone you trust, someone who's knowledgeable, you see. So if you have such a person, most of us, I think, I don't know what percentage you can give to Kenyans who have motivational coaches or someone to just walk with you or an accountability partner
Yeah.
to just be pouring your heart to if you're down. Because these are the people that can encourage you.
Very true.
They'll
Very
be like,
true.
don't worry,
Yeah.
that's just a passing phase. You know, that person told you this and this. It's okay, we learn from it, dust yourself. You see, if you have someone who encourages you on the side, much as you're low, this is the person who will make you again get back to your position.
Okay.
Because, you know, if so-and-so believes in me, so who is so-and-so to tell me that I can't? You see? So even if we don't try to embrace such people, I think it's important to just have, like, you see, you can say you have a number one fan.
Yeah.
Such people.
Yes.
Like you'll say, this is my fan number one.
They always like my show. It doesn't
Thank
matter what I do.
Yes.
Yes.
So because of that, even in life, if you are really trodden upon and someone tells you're not good enough, you're just poor, you know, you're weak in this area, have someone who motivates you to go on and
Okay.
someone who shapes you.
Okay. Earlier on, you mentioned something about self-esteem.
Yes.
And one of the things I've realized in my very few years as a pastor is that a lot of people, though they look good on the outside, doubt themselves. A lot of people have very low self-esteem of themselves
Yes.
and their abilities. And believers, Christians, sometimes we try and portray that as humility. You know,
Yes.
unanyenyekea, but in reality, it's the fact that you really don't believe
You're
in
good
what
enough.
God has put
Yeah,
in you. You don't
yeah.
believe that you're more than that. You're more than a conqueror. You don't
Yes.
believe all these things the Bible says. And so it presents itself as humility, but it boils down to self-worth. What do you think?
The reason why people feel like they have low self-esteem is because we compare ourselves to others.
Okay.
You see? So if I'm in a room of preachers, the way you're saying,
Yeah.
and I see so-and-so, I've watched their sermon, I've seen how they move the crowd, I won't believe what I have can amount to what he does.
Yeah.
Now, the problem comes in when you don't believe that your abilities are sufficient to you, because, you know, God has gifted us different.
Very true.
So most of us like comparing. So I'm not good as Pastor Jemo. I can't talk as Pastor Jemo like you do. My outlook is not like Pastor Jemo. I can't dress like him. So when you are in the same room and you have people who are like-minded, like you,
Yeah.
I'll even be the servant in that room.
Yeah. Kunyenyekea.
Pasi unataka maji. I remember we've all been called for this conference,
Yeah,
right? It's a pastor's conference. But there are those who feel so-and-so is at this stage, I'm at this stage.
Yes.
Then you're kunyenyekea, you will serve. Pasi, I'll bring you water. Then you're told, go and speak next to Pastor Jemu. You'll be like, hapana. Wacha tu ya afanye. You know, Pasi
Yeah.
amejua. So you'll find you're not believing in yourself. Because one, unajicompare with people.
Yeah.
Secondly, you don't feel you're capable of doing anything.
Okay.
Because someone somewhere had told you you're not good enough.
Yes.
So all these things have built up to your self-esteem. So unanyenyekea tu, you become humble. And then now, because you're so humble, you feel like now I've struck a chord with Pasi. Now every time I'll be next to him. Remember, you have giftings in you that need to manifest.
Yeah.
At what time will they ever come out?
Yeah.
If you don't believe that you're capable to do this. So one, people should stop comparing themselves to others.
Yes.
Two, they should believe that your abilities and mine are totally different. I'm blessed differently than you.
And our assignments are also different.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
we can complement each other
Okay.
and
Okay.
supplement our weaknesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, have you ever been told something that totally devastated you? Probably it's still affecting you till today. I'll never forget back in the day when I was in high school, Form 2, my class teacher made me the class prefect. And she said, you know what, there's a saying that says, set a thief to catch a thief. That was the genesis of me becoming a class prefect, because I was always on the noisemakers list. They saw it as a problem. They didn't know it was a gift God had given me, the gift of talking. But I remember my class teacher. She was a Russian teacher, Mrs. Munziu. I'll never forget her. She told me, James, you're the kind of person who can do anything, but you'll never amount to much because you're never serious. Those words held me captive for many, many years. I would do things and leave them halfway. I would do things and not finish. I would do things and just... I have a comment question here. It says, hello, what hurts is if you are put down over the years. It is key to instill affirmations in children early enough. I did not get much of it in the home setting in the late 30s now, and they're battling to keep their esteem up.
Wow.
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 What would you tell this person?
Wow. All right, let's go back to the family setting. I'll just give an example of what I do.
Yeah.
Because I think we are sailing in the same boat with the person who has written that. Because even me growing up, I didn't have someone to give me these positive affirmations, like telling me I'm good at something. So I always used to look for a fit. Where do I fit?
Yeah.
And as you know, you always go to the loser's corner because you feel like this is where I belong. So for our children, what we need to do, and what I've seen working in my own children, every day I tell them, I love you. The simplest word, people don't share that word.
Yeah.
You see. So if you start telling your kids from a young age, you're good enough, I love you, you're the best, and I make them repeat. So as a parent, to feel that deficiency and for you to get there, start it with your children. It will rub in on you because you're the one saying these words.
Yeah.
You're telling them every day. So if I tell them you're enough, I'll ask myself, if I'm telling my kids they're enough, what about me? They need to learn from me. I love you. That love needs to come back. You see?
Yes.
So as parents, we need to start it with our own children. If you have kids in the home setup, just start it every day, even a single word. How was your day? Today I failed at this. Don't worry. I still love you.
You know, on Saturday, we are doing parenting classes in church the whole of this year. And so on Saturday, we were having a session with Dr. Mukolwe, the one and only. And we were talking about parenting, and he was talking to us about how we were parented.
Yes.
And he was asking us, what kind of a parent were you? You know, going through the 4 types of parents.
Yes.
The dominant one, the one who just isn't there, they don't care.
Absent parent.
You know, the absent parent, all that. And it was very interesting. As the conversation was going on, you could see people lighting up, and people began sharing how, this is how my parent was. Now I understand why I'm this way.
Yes.
You know, and some of these things you're talking about, because now we are dealing with our parents. For some of us, the default setting may be, because my parents never told me they loved me. Okay, I knew they loved me, but I never actually heard those words from their lips when I was growing up. So I may be the same way unless I'm intentional to be the opposite.
Yes.
You know, and that's what many of us don't realize when it comes to parenting. Yeah.
Because what I know is what you tell them, they become. I have a friend. She used to tell me that the dad used to call her daktari.
Yeah.
When she was young. Do you know she's a doctor now?
Wow.
Come here, my daktari.
Yeah.
Habari asubuhi daktari. You know, words have power.
Wow.
That's what I can say. Words have power. So what you tell your kids, and that's why I normally tell my friends, you know, sometimes you can be in their home setup and mtoto afanye kitu amwambie, you know, that word. Like, I am like, no. Usiite mtoto hivyo. Bas. Aki atakuwa kichwa ngumu. And you know that kid, atagrow kijua, even if I do anything, bado atanita nini? Kichwa ngumu. Sinikuwe tu hiyo kichwa ngumu, tusisumbuane na madhi.
So you're prophesying over your children.
Thank you. And that is why Christians should come to that point of, you know, the way we are told words have power. The tongue can be used to bless and to
life
curse.
And death.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It lies in the tongue.
Yes.
So what life are you speaking to your child? What dream are you killing in them?
Ooh. Listen to this one. On today's topic, when I was in primary school, my classmates always told me that I am fat. Welcome to the club. Today I'm skinny. Thank God for that. But when I go to buy clothes, my first option is always extra large or 2 sizes bigger. That's how this thing affected me. I had a nickname. I was called Kafati in primary school. All my primary school life. But who cares? Yeah. That one I refuse to do. Who cares? Shauri yako.
You know, this just reminds me of one thing. Huh? I had the same issue. I wasn't small, even when I was young.
Yes.
So every time I used to wear, and I've given this story time and time again, that I used to wear baggy clothes. Just the same as the listener has said. And if you look at me, it's not that I was very big, but because people used to tell me, Aki we ni mkubwa, So I'll always look for baggy clothes. First of all, my self-esteem was down there.
Wow.
I felt like I can't look good in fitting clothes.
Yeah.
I always have to wear baggy clothes to cover, right? But it reached a point I told myself, there's someone somewhere admiring to be like me. And if you are all skinny, where will the all plus-size clothes go to?
Surely.
Thank you. So just love yourself for who you are, because someone somewhere is admiring to be skinny.
Very true.
Someone somewhere is admiring to be big.
Yeah.
So you just have to strike a balance, accept your body, and people need to know how to dress their bodies. Dress your body type. Dress according to your body type.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're skinny, flaunt it. You're skinny, accept it. You see, if you're big, dress according to your body type, and you look really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just appreciate who you are.
Listen to this one. Hello, it's not always what's said, even seasons that might happen and paralyze one who was once a strong person. I just realized that. And I like the way the guest is real. I want to combine that with something else here. My good friend Sandra, how are you doing? Good to know you're listening. You say one incident that comes to mind is when I lost my job, which I loved, and I thought I was very good at it. This shattered me, and it's taken me long to affirm myself that I'm good at what I do. Yeah.
What I need to say about losing a job is this. There are seasons in life, right? And sometimes God closes a door
Yes.
to give you a break to learn, to rejuvenate, and opens another one. So one door closed doesn't mean it's the end of it.
Okay.
Most of us are so clingy to what we own or what we have.
Yeah.
And when it's taken away, it shatters us. It's human emotion. It's real. It's you have to behave that way. But at the end of it all, as a Christian, you need to ask yourself, God, if it's the end of the season, what next?
Yes.
See, what is my next, or what is my next assignment? At times, you'll see someone coming into an organization and they stay just for a year and they're gone. The assignment is done. Others stay for 8 years and you're like, oh, you're endangi. And God is like, there's a purpose as to why you're there.
Yes.
And if I'm done with you, I will close that door and show you the
Ship
next
you
one.
somewhere else.
And before you're shipped somewhere else, there's that, any journey, before you reach your destination, see, there's stopovers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what do you do during the stopovers? You take a break,
Yes.
take a drink.
You refresh yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Chukua soda baridi, relax. Driver kuambia sasa ingeni tuendelee.
Yes.
I think that is how God works.
Okay.
Because in a journey, you have to have stops.
Yeah.
And during the stops, you learn along the way.
And that's why it's good to understand what season you are in.
Thank you. Exactly. You can't be in winter every day.
Yes.
You can't be in summer every day. So what season are you in at the moment?
Come on, you could relax.
Relax
What's
too.
a complaint?
Exactly.
Because the season will change.
Yes.
Wow. This one is pretty heavy. Good morning. For me, an affair left me with very low self-esteem and lack of confidence. How I found, and then the blame on me, the words that were said to me by both parties was very devastating, and I seem not to get over it.
Wow.
Yeah. Because, you ask yourself a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Am I not good enough?
Where did I go wrong?
Where did I go wrong? Ni nini huyo mtu mwingine yuko nayo mimi
Enye
sina?
sina,
Kwani
exactly.
mimi sitoshi mboga?
Yes.
All those things keep playing in your mind. How do you deal with that kind of a situation?
If it comes to relationships, this
Yeah.
is a tricky topic. First of all, relationships work or don't work in one way or the other. But 90% of the time, we tend to blame ourselves for the failure of that relationship.
Yeah.
Because if I come and call it off, you'll be like, it was my fault. Mbona alikuja akaniambia it's over. It is me.
Yeah.
I am the one who did something wrong. And for me, what I say is someone who gives you negative words is a weak person.
Oh.
They are looking for a way to show you how superior they are
Yes.
by trampling on you.
So they are the ones with the issues.
Thank you. You need to look at it that way. Because if you've really assessed yourself, you've seen like there's nothing wrong I did, it might be God's way of telling you he's not for you. Or she's not for you. Because most of the times we hold on to relationships so much thinking that this is my final destination. And in God's eyes, he knows this person is not for you. So it can work either way. Either you're the one to call it off or this other person comes and tells you it's over. And if it's an affair, this person then was not meant for you because they didn't treat you the way you're supposed to be treated. They didn't look at you as that partner they need in their life. And if they felt that you're not enough, then you can't fill those shoes, however hard you try. Because he's always looking for a solution outside. So that means this ship was not for you. Let it sail.
I've seen, especially in situations where you're not yet
Married, yes.
in that place where you're courting, and then one person decides to have an affair and they go out with somebody else and they do some silly things. One of the things I've seen people do, especially ladies, is revamping their whole life. They hit the gym, they change their wardrobe.
I mean,
you see them, they are totally new person. It's like, dude, this is a new person. The other one moved on with life and transformed into this new one. And this new one ain't ready for some nonsense.
Yes.
And you just rebuild your life and you move on.
Yes.
Because it's not your fault. You're not the one who made the mistake.
Yeah,
But somehow we have a way of projecting that back
to us.
Let me see if there are more comments and questions coming in that we can look at. Okay, that's a relationship question. We can answer it on Thursday. Pastor Jemo Den is here. I can hear we used to be many to farties.
That's a good one.
I was teased so bad for most of primary and high school. And because of that, I am today a doctor who works in lifestyle medicine. Wow. I'm in better shape than 90% of those who made me feel terrible about myself. I would wish for everyone to grow a thick skin in such circumstances. Maybe I need to see you, Dennis. What do you think of that? I like that.
I like that. It's what we're talking about. You see, if someone gives you a negative, transform it into a positive in your life. And that is what exactly he did.
Yes.
Now he's in the fitness, area, and he's helping other people.
Very true.
So, first of all, he said, have a thick skin.
Yes.
So that is what I can tell people. Yes, have a thick skin. Because you can never be 100 or 101% good enough for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for the discussion. This is from my good friend Radido Doso. Good to know you tuned in. A lot of life is based on believing. Faith is formed largely by what we hear. Self-talk plays a huge role in forming faith, which steers the actions we take and the things we do. Thanks a lot for the conversation. There's something I read. Most likely you've heard of something like this. Thinking about top athletes. And I once read an article that said that top athletes win the game before they get into the game. Before the game, they talk to themselves.
Yes.
Before the game, they play the game in their mind. They visualize everything and how they're going to do this and how they're going to do this and how they're going to do this. Then they get into the field. Have you had?
Yes.
Does that work?
Yes, it does. It's not even top athletes. Look at speakers. What do they do before they're called to the podium?
Yes.
You'll see someone maybe just looking down, mumbling words.
Yeah.
And you're always told, before you do something, if you're called in for something, have some time for yourself. Compose yourself. Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you'll go there, you'll start shaking, sweating, panting, and even listening to your conversations. Because when you speak, you're like, did I say the right thing?
Yes.
So you see, a top athlete, when they're going into that field, first of all, they believe they're good because they've trained. Sindio?
Yeah.
They've done the training. They had a coach to like show them the way. And the coach even affirms them. Look at the football players.
Yeah.
What does the coach do before they go into the field? You guys are the best. Let's go and trample this. You see, so if someone speaks, it's like an energy boost you've been given. It's a jump start. So when you go out there, you're going with all your veto power. You're like, I have to win this because I've trained. I'm the best.
Yeah.
So if every one of us now talks like that, when you go to the field, you get worthy competitors. Because everyone believes in themselves.
Very true.
Yeah.
Wow. Listen to this one. I was called Bogie Bender by my high school friends. They even formed a song about it. I was affected when I discovered that even people I called friends were the ones behind the name. To date, I find it hard to trust people. I was once told I will not amount to anything. When I lost my job where I had worked for 9 years without a promotion despite having being given all the difficult jobs, my self-esteem took a nosedive. I spiraled out of control for almost a year until one day I wept for a whole week. And then I found peace in prayer and helping children regain their strengths.
Wow.
It's very interesting how we are grown up, we have our own families, some of us are even grandparents, but we still remember words that were spoken to us in primary school.
Imagine.
Wow.
Eons ago. But what I like about him is this. After he whipped for a
She.
week. Or it's a she, eh?
Yeah.
After she whipped for a week,
Yes.
she has found a purpose. You see, sometimes hard situations will lead you to a purpose.
Yes.
Because out of that, something
Yeah.
good came out of it. So situations in life, hard situations are meant to press you and to bring the best
Bring
in
out
you.
that which is deep
Thank
inside
you. Because without that pressing, you
Yes.
can't get that sap out of you.
Yes.
So sometimes it's hard, it's painful, but look at diamonds or gold. They have to pass through hot furnace
Yes.
for it to become what it is.
Very true.
So even us, life has to press us. And something good doesn't come easy.
If it came easy, everybody would have it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you pass through fire, I love the confidence God gives us that if you pass through fire, it shall not burn you. He didn't say that the fire won't be there. It will,
It will
be there.
but it will not burn
It
you.
will not burn you. He will
Yes.
be with you. That is
Yes.
one affirmation that we need to believe in.
Okay.
The word of God. I will never leave you nor forsake you. So if everyone walks away, know that I have this person, my father. He says he's our father. He's our friend.
Yes.
So if a friend walks out, I have a friend. I'm the apple of God's eye. My
Okay.
friend, what else do you want?
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a question here we'll get into in the next short while. You're asking, other than probably listening to inspirational talks and reading my Bible, how do I overcome my low self-esteem issues? We'll give you some practical tips and some of the things you can begin to do on a daily basis to build your self-confidence and to affirm yourself. Because sometimes we wait for other people to affirm us instead of affirming ourselves.
Yes.
You know, sometimes on this side, I wait for somebody to send in that text to tell me, hey, shoelewa ilikuwa poa. But no, there are times I just leave the studio and I'm shaking my head. Whether people texted in or not, I don't care. I just know that show, if it didn't help anybody else, it
helped you.
me.
Thank
So
you.
I'm cool with that. And my goodness, the kind of stories that are coming in today, people have been through a lot. Usituone tu hapa na suti, ufikirie tuko sawa. We have been told things we are trying to overcome 40 years later. That's how powerful words are. Listen to a few comments coming in, and then maybe you can comment on them, and then we can talk about practical things people can begin to do on a daily basis. I grew up with a father. I grew up with my father telling me I will amount to nothing. The best I could be is like the village drunk. Wow.
Whoa.
Even when I did well in school, he said I forged the report. Whoa. I prayed a lot, set goals to prove him wrong. Today, I am the CEO of a multinational brand.
Wow.
Before the age of 40. God
Wow.
has been extremely gracious. My friend, congratulations and kudos to you for beating the odds that had been set before you. Another one, still on a father issue. When growing up, my dad repeatedly told me I am a joker. Even when I worked hard, it was never enough. At some point, I felt like he didn't really love me, and when I would ask for something, he would most of the time say, sina pesa. So I decided I'm working hard to prove I'm not a joker and to have money so I don't always have to beg. Anyway, I'm the type you tell me anything and I tell myself you have issues and I am your dustbin, so dump them gladly. I thank God. Wow.
Whoa.
Parents, the words we speak,
I tell you.
very powerful.
Because it goes down to the words
Yes.
we give our children. As I was saying, learn to always see the good in them.
Yes.
One thing I've noted is this: parents who are bitter try to relive their life through their kids. You see?
Okay.
So if I grew up as a mom being told I'm nobody, I don't think my daughters can become anybody's. So I'll always be seeing myself
Yes.
in them.
Yes.
So whatever my parents or my neighbors when I was growing up told me is what I'll be telling my kids. Because see, they came out from me. So if I'm a nobody, then
Yeah.
who are you to become a somebody?
Yeah.
So you see, it affects the kids because you like, let me give an example of the one who was saying you'll become a drunkard. I don't know if the dad was, but maybe in that village, all the men were like that. So definitely he says, if you're in this village and you're living next to so-and-so, you'll
Even he will
definitely
just be-
become.
yeah.
Exactly. So we need to first of all start seeing our children differently.
Uh-huh.
They're their own person,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
With their own destiny,
Yes.
with their own purpose.
Very true.
Why not nurture that?
Wow.
By the words we tell them every day, you'll become the best. There's a parable I read, a story I read about a guy or a lady who was saying how the dad built their self-esteem is by doing this. They didn't ask them, what are you good at today? Rather, he was asking them, what did you fail in today? You see, so when they say, oh, I wasn't good at this, now he works on that, because the good you'll always have.
Yeah.
So I'm working on the negatives to bring them into a positive. So instead of me asking you, Pastor Jemo, how was your day? I know it was good. What good thing happened to you today?
Yes.
I'll ask you, what bad thing happened to you today?
Yeah.
Because that is the thing that will put you down. So it is for me to bring it out in a good way and make you feel good.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, I'll tell you, oh, it was that bad. Don't worry, tomorrow will be better. So I'll go out tomorrow knowing it's going to be a great day today.
Very true.
Whatever happened yesterday is not meant to happen today. That is a closed chapter. So I think we should embrace that. Instead of asking ourselves, what good happened to you today? I should be asking people, what bad thing happened to you? Then you narrate. That is therapy, because you're getting it off your chest.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you get it out of your chest, I'll be in that position of telling you, encouraging you. Don't worry, my brother, it will be fine. Next time, don't do this and this, or do this differently. Then that bad thing won't happen again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some practical things people can begin doing.
All right.
Especially people who have low self-esteem. You know, where can they begin? How do I begin to affirm myself? How do I make it a habit in my life, so that I'm not depending on so and so to say it and they don't say it. I'm not depending on my employee. I'm not depending on my pastor. You know, I am encouraging myself in the Lord.
I tell you.
Yeah.
All right. One thing we can do, it's a simple exercise I normally tell people to do. Get a clean sheet of paper.
Yeah.
Write all the negative affirmations, negative words people have ever told you. On the left, is it on the left? Yes, on the left. You draw a line in between the page, yeah?
Yeah.
So on the left, write all the negatives that people have told you.
Yes.
You're not good enough, you're a joker, you're a so-and-so.
Yes.
Then on the right, against each statement, write a positive. Write a positive.
Yeah.
After doing that, every day, now make it a habit. This is what you do. In the morning or in the evening, every day, write 25 things you're grateful for. Every day, get a journal.
A grateful journal.
Yes, get a grateful journal. So every day you write 25 things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the gift of life. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful I'm like this and this. 25. It's
Yeah.
not easy. When you start, you'll reach around 10, 8. You'll not see. First of all, if you have a lot of negativity,
Yes.
you won't be grateful for anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the basic thing, gift of life, you won't remember that you're grateful for that.
Yes.
So challenge yourself every day. In your journal, write the date there. 25 things I'm grateful for. After the 25 things I'm grateful for, hapo chini, 10 I ams. I am nice. I am, you know.
Yeah.
Tell yourself every day, I am happy. I am beautiful. Those are positive affirmations.
Yes.
Then after doing that, at the end of the week, maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday, read them from Monday to whatever you wrote. You might be repetitive at first, but it doesn't matter. We are trying to declutter the brain from all this negativity. And as I said, your subconscious mind feeds into what you give it, right? So if every day you write these things and you say it aloud, you can be in your corner, my 25 things that I'm grateful. I am grateful for. You see, you're feeding your brain.
Yeah.
Every day,
Yeah.
it becomes a routine. Then once you do that and it gets into a pattern, write them in sticky notes and put in front of your mirror or in front of your car where you see them every day. So even if you'll not be able to write, at that time, you have them everywhere looking at you.
Yeah.
Somehow it will start building your self-esteem. Right? So these are practical things people can try. Instead of waiting for people to tell you, tell yourself, Bana. Be your first cheerleader.
Yeah. And also, if you're surrounding yourself with people who are always pulling out the negative in you, you know, it's time to kick off some people.
Yes.
You know, there are people, for me, on my wall, you're just too negative for me. You know, you're always seeing, it's like there's this guy on social media. I keep wondering, in this whole world, there's no good pastor. Every post is about a bad pastor. Every post is about a bad pastor. So one day I inboxed him and I told him, dude, by the way, do you realize we are friends and I'm a pastor? He said, pasi bisi ongeju. I told him, but no, you're talking about pastors and I'm amongst them. And you talk about it like there's no good pastor on the face of this earth. So if God took away all the pastors, what's your ministry? Because right now your ministry is to bash pastors. Can't you
Yeah.
find something positive that you can throw out every day instead of just negative things about Pastor so-and-so, Pastor so-and-so?
It's a lot. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of baggage to carry.
It's true. Also,
Yeah.
we need to clean our environment in
Yes.
terms of the people we hang around with.
Yes.
You don't need someone who's always deflating your balloon,
Yeah.
you know? Get people who cheer you. They fund it to go higher and higher and higher.
And I've realized, Faye, sometimes people bring negative stuff your way because you're a threat to them.
Thank you. It's
Because
true.
you're really good,
Yes.
and I'm not that good, then I have to deflate you. I have to keep reminding you or to make you believe you're not really
Yeah,
as good as you think
exactly.
you are.
Yes.
But it's really because you are a threat,
to them.
to me. Yeah. You will take over my job. You will take over my territory. At the rate you're going, so I need something to slow you down. So I just
keep you
fill
down
you,
there.
with bad vibes.
And I think people need to believe in themselves first. Because if you live on waiting for the court of public opinion,
Yes.
there'll always be opinion about you, right? So even at your workplace, as long as you know you're doing the right thing,
Yes.
what is expected of you in the organization, continue being you and doing you.
Maybe one thing you can comment on before we run out of time. This one says, "Hi, my husband always makes negative comments about everything I do. I feel so crushed." I've had this quite a bit. Husbands they never have anything positive to say about their wives. What would you say to the husbands?
The husbands, you need to know this is your partner. And definitely, the husband is the head, right?
Yeah.
The wife is the neck. What? Because it's the neck that keeps the head stable, right? We're supposed to support you. We're supposed to be the helper.
Yeah.
So if this neck has veins that takes blood to the brain and all that, so if you cut it off, how will you survive?
Yes.
That is your strong point. The wife needs to be praying for you. So if you bring her down,
Yeah.
it means you're also bringing yourself down.
Exactly.
You need to see the power she has, because the woman in the home is a strength to you, right? So the husbands need to know, if you crush a lady, getting her back to that place where she trusts you
Yes.
is a lifelong journey. Because if you can't see the good in her, who do you expect to see? And that is why you'll find most ladies find comfort elsewhere, because they're like, my husband doesn't see me as a good enough person.
Yeah.
So let me go and find someone who sees me as a somebody, right? So the husbands need to know the words you also speak to your wife.
Yeah.
And someone says, give a woman a word, she'll give you a sentence. So if you treat her like that, be sure you'll get double of it. There are those who nyenyekea. One, you kill her in terms of self-esteem.
Yes, you do.
She won't be the person you married. She'll be fearful. She won't be saying anything.
Yes.
And once she starts fearing you, even intimacy goes out of the window.
Very true.
How can you be intimate with someone who sees you as a nobody?
Exactly.
Then you'll start saying, my wife is not submissive. But it starts with you. How do you treat her?
Yes.
Do you compliment? Do you even notice the simple thing like changing a hairstyle? I mean, men.
Yes.
And most men forget that when you married her, she was a girl, right? She is still a girl. She's mama so-and-so, yes. But inside,
Yes.
she's a girl. She loves flowers. The girl part of her has not gone away.
It's not died.
It hasn't. So men need to know, okay, we introduce as mama so-and-so, she's still a girl.
Yes.
And ladies feel bad. As in, anyone or two, someone, yes, we are mothers, but mtu atasikia mbona mimi ni kimadhe tu. Yani, madhe.
I don't like that introduction.
Thank you.
Mama boy.
Exactly. Before
No.
I was mama boy, I had a name.
Yes.
And I went to a marriage counseling session somewhere.
Yeah.
It was a seminar rather.
Yes.
And the pastor said, social experiment. Try calling your wife babe in front of people. How
Yes.
does she react? She blooms. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
But call her mama boy the way you're
Of
saying.
course.
So men, know your position.
Wow.
Yeah.
Faye, we are out of time.
All right.
One comment here, I discovered lately that I have a special grace of forgetting easily. When someone hurts me with words, I cry that moment and feel it's gone. I think what helps me is I'm an open person. I talk things out. I share with mom, sisters, and it's gone. So growing up, I'm not that. I don't have low self. I don't have low self-esteem. Good for you, Faye. What would your parting shot be?
My parting shot would be this.
Yes.
If God is your father, and he has all these positive affirmations in his word,
Yes.
who is man to tell you are not surmountable to anything? Right?
Yes.
Believe in yourself. He says you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Believe in that, because he sees you with his own eyes. You're the apple of his eye.
Yes.
Prized possession. So start believing that you're able to do anything you put yourself to do. You have that. If someone gives you a task, they've seen your ability to do it.
Yes.
So start believing in yourself and speak positively, declutter the negative.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tuma salamu.
Wow, salamu
lazima
salamu
tuwe
ninatuma kwa mume wangu. We are trying Kiswahili. Yes, my husband, wherever you are, thank you for being who you are in my life. My children in school currently, you're the best. My friends, those who support La Femme coaching, those who've been mentored by me, coached by me, my business associates, my colleagues, all of you, and even people in the diaspora.
Yes.
I have friends in the diaspora. Receive salams from me.
Awesome.
And have a blessed day.
Thank you. Yes. You remember Gideon? He thought he was a nobody. He was hiding. Yeah. And then the angel says, mighty man of valor. And he's looking around and he's thinking, who are you talking to?
Yes.
Me? Wrong address. And the angel said, no, you. And the thing I love about the story of Gideon is we don't see God coming to empower him. Until the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, then he became this mighty man. No. Evil too, just the way you are with that low self-esteem in hiding, there's something else on the inside of you. Activate it. I would tell you the same thing. Forget about what they have said. Go back to the word of God, like Faye has said. If God says you can do it, you can do it. If God says you're more than a conqueror, you are more than a conqueror. If God says you are fearfully and wonderfully made, hata kama wewe nkafati.
Exactly.
There's just more of you to hug. So enjoy life and move on. My time is up for this morning. Thank you so much.